Hello and welcome back to another brand new installment of Local Chronicles, where once again I'm going to locals. This marks the second month now of locals being where I live a thing. Because it started up on the 18th of August. I'm recording this on the 19th, Sunday the 19th. So that does mean that it has now been 2 months. Once again, I'm of course bringing Unchained Vanquish Soul. The only real change for the deck itself is the second copy of Fenrir has arrived. So that means the deck, like I showed off in my deck profile a little while ago, is now fully complete. So, yeah, I'm not sure how many duels I'm going to get to record today. It all depends on what the local situation is, because the last week, the only reason I actually got one duel recorded, and I was lucky that I got the one duel recorded, was because even after Lorcana finished, there was also some people, Magic the Gathering players there playing some of the games, and the store owner had used the table that I usually film on. I had a whole bunch of board games on, so I wasn't going to ask him to move them just so that I could film. So when I got to table one, and I was of course going up against my good friend Jamie, that's when I was like, okay, I really need to record this duel. Otherwise, there probably wouldn't have been any duels recorded. So there could be no duels recorded today. I don't know. I'll find out in a few hours' time when I arrive at locals. So yeah, like I said, the deck is consistent. This is the second week in a row that I've had 2 win, 2 loss record. So hopefully I might be able to squeeze in a 3-1 record finally. Because it's obviously doing far better than Galaxy Eyes ever did. Because Galaxy Eyes, in the 2 months that I've been bringing it, except for the last 2 weeks, it has only ever gotten 1-2 record, um, and then every other week it's been a 1-3 record. So yeah, looking forward to hopefully breaking the 2-2 record and actually go 3-1, assuming that it is going to be 4 rounds of locals, because again, it all depends on how many people show up. But we've been seeing a decent influx of new players recently, where we had between 12 and 13 players last week. So hopefully it will be the exact same, as word spreads to the Dublin crowd up in Gamers World to come down for a reroll in Navan. And yeah, so that's my 3-minute ramble done. I'm going to continue to get ready to head into town. Only one of my friends will be coming with me today, that being William, who, as you know, is now on Ritual Beast. So hopefully I do not get paired up against him. But then again, kind of hoping to, because I kind of want to see how this deck fares against Ritual Beast. Like, I know he plays Protoss, and that doesn't necessarily, Protoss doesn't hurt the deck, and I was also thinking as well, Shifter doesn't hurt my deck because I don't necessarily rely on the graveyard. It's mainly just special summoning from hand or deck that I predominantly do. But anyway, I've been rambling for 4 minutes. Time for me to get ready to head into town for in an hour, get some food, meet up with people, and go up to locals and see how things progress. Okay, OTS 26 will be next week, so final week of opening OTS 25. Let's see if I can pull an ulti again. Let's see. I've already seen the back of it, and the answer is no. I got White Prince for the skeleton deck.
Okay, was once again handed an extra pack from a friend of mine to open. Let's see what we get. See if I can pull an ulti. Nah, I pulled the fucking same full armor XC as last time.
Round 1, I'm paired with someone I haven't faced yet. I won the die roll and opt to go first. I normal summon Razin, activate Razin's effect to add Bogart to hand, then link into Rock of Vanquisher using its effect to add Razin back to hand. I set to pass. My opponent draws for turn, and in standby he activates Runic Dispelling, special summoning Hugin, the Runic Wings, which I imperm. He then activates Runic Freezing Curses, negating my Rock of Vanquisher and forcing me to banish the top 3 from my deck. So I banish an Imperm, Snow Devil, and my second copy of Caesar Vilius. In main 1 he activates Runic Allure and Runic Golden Droplet, making me draw 1 and banishing the top 4 cards of my deck. So I banish Razin, Abomination's Prison, Stake Your Soul, and Chamber. Then from Allure I banish another card, banishing Abominable. He then normal summons Toy Tank and links into SP and banishes my Rock of Vanquisher and passes turn. I draw for turn, normal summon Razin using its effect to add Pantera to hand. I tag Razin out for Caesar Vilius and use this effect to pop by revealing a Dark, Fire, and Earth in my hand. My opponent attempts to activate SP to banish itself and my Vilius, so I chain Bogar in hand, bouncing Vilius and special summoning Bogar, dodging the banishing and popping Allure. SP still banishes itself. Looks like my dodge training from Mr. Piccolo has paid off. I activate Triple Tactics Talent and draw 2. I then use Bogart to burn for 1500. I set 1 and pop one of my sets with Aruha to special summon it. Then off escape I bring out Sarama. I enter battle phase and I swing for 5500 attack and pass turn. My opponent draws for turn, and before moving to standby I activate Snow Devil and burn for game. Game 2, my opponent activates Toy Box, setting Toy Tank and Soldier in the spell trap zone. He then activates Runic Droplet, bringing out Hugin. He activates Hugin, adding Runic Fountain to hand and pitching 1. He then activates the field spell and normal summons Blazing Karstia, the Virtuous, and passes turn. I draw for turn, I activate Stake Your Soul, reveal a fire, and special summon Razin. Razin then adds Bogart to hand. On res, I get Droll and Lockbird. I then set 1 and pop it with Aruha, special summoning him, then escape triggers, bringing out Sarama, to which I use her effect to set back escape and pop a card, so I pop Aruha. Aruha then brings out Abominable. I then pop Escape again to special summon Shyama and attempt to pop the field spell, but my opponent uses Hugin to protect the field spell and pop Hugin instead. I enter battle phase, attack over Cartesia, and attempt to attack with Abominable, but my opponent activates Toy Box by sending one of his sets to grave and popping my attacking monster. On res, Toy Soldier comes back, which I attack over it and hit with 2k. I enter end phase, then Abominable comes back, and I use its effect to pitch 1 to pop the field spell. My opponent draws for turn and does some plays, but eventually scoops.
Well, it's the second time I've gone up against you in locals. Let's see how I fare against Ritual Beast.
Round 2, I'm paired with William playing Ritual Beasts, and I lose the die roll and I'm made go second. In standby, I get Shifted, which doesn't hurt me at all. He normal summons Spiritual Beast Rampargu and activates its effect to banish an extra deck monster to dump a Ritual Beast to grave. In this case, it gets banished because of Shifter. He sends from extra deck Ulti Gaia Pelio, which means he has to send a Psychic from deck, so he sends Spiritual Beast Tamer Lara and attempts to activate its effect to special summon a Ritual Beast from deck, which I then ash and he passes turn. I draw for turn and my hand isn't the strongest, so I start off by normal summoning Sarama and then pop it with Shyama in hand to special summon Shyama. Sarama effect triggers and I bring out Abominable Unchained Soul, which I use its effect by pitching a card. I pop Rampargu and attack for 5k and pass turn. This is what I mean by my hand wasn't the strongest, as that that's all I could do, unfortunately. William draws for turn, normal summons Spiritual Beast Canahawk, banishes another copy of Lara, and activates her effect to special summon a Ritual Beast from deck, bringing out Ritual Beast Tamer Elder, and contact fuse into Ritual Beast Ulti Canahawk. He activates its first effect to return Lara and Rempargu to graveyard. He then quick effect activates the other effect to return itself to the extra deck to target a banished Tamer and Spiritual Beast to special summon them. He then adds a Ritual Beast Tamer Wen to hand. He links into Ritual Beast Ulti Falco. He then activates its effect to banish Eldar to normal summon from hand. So he brings out Wen and activates her effect to special summon one of her banished Ritual Beast monsters, bringing back Canahawk. He then banishes 2 to fusion summon Gaia Pelio. He then does more plays and eventually kills me. So we go to game 2. Game 2, I opt to go first, and my hand is abysmal. I opened Ash, Droll, Caesar Vilius, Shavara, and Escape. I start by setting Escape and popping it with Shavara to special summon it, then off Escape I bring out Sarama and attempt to use her effect to reset the Escape to pop Shavara, but Sarama gets Impermanent. I link into Rage and enter End Phase, triggering Shavara to set Escape from deck. My opponent draws for turn and imperms Rage, then activates Ritual Beast Inheritance to reveal a Ritual Beast to add another, then discard a card, which on resolution I droll, as I'm not sure what was the best side against his deck. He then normal summons Spiritual Beast Canahawk and activates its effect to banish Tamer Lara from deck. He attempts to activate Lara's effect, which I ash and gets called by. What a wanker. Anyways, he special summons Spiritual Beast Apelio, and then contact fuse into Ritual Beast Ulti Drago. I attempt to activate Escape to pop my Rage and Drago, then uses its quick effect to return to the extra deck to bring back one of his banished Ritual Beasts. After this, he attacks me in battle phase and passes turn. I draw and scoop as I drew Ash. I'm now currently 1-1.
Okay, so I'm just home. Didn't record game 3. I probably could have because I had like 40% battery left. But I just didn't want to. So only 3 rounds this week because only 3 players, not 3 players, 8 players showed up. So that's why we had the 3 rounds. There won't be any locals next week because Lorcana has this big event on. So this series will be taking a week break. So I need to come up with some content ideas for next week because I still like to post weekly. To kind of keep in that algorithm, and shit like that. But yeah, so how did it go? Well, I was paired up against George, who I was up against round 1 last week, who I won against his Striker Orcus list. This week he brought out Voiceless Voice, a deck that I have not played against, and game 1 I lost. I scooped because I just opened so unplayable, and as soon as he ashed my Razin, because I opened 2 Razin in hand, Bogar, Shavara, and something else, I forget which one it was, my 5th card, doesn't really matter. I was like, there's just no point in playing, let's just go to game 2, and that was in the first 5 minutes of the round. Game 2, I actually won. I managed to take it down, which I'm happy with. I think he bricked, or I also had some checks for like Ashes, Imperm, stuff like that. And game 3, it was a grindy game. It was a very, very grindy game. Like I think we ended up going to like nearly like 12 minutes left on the round, and had I done things differently, I probably could have taken it down because it was pointed out to me by a friend afterwards. But I didn't think of that because I had evenly matched in my hand. So I thought that I couldn't activate evenly from hand. I forgot that I could. So I could have done things differently because I was forced. Because games 1 and 2 I went first. So game 3 I didn't. But I still attempted it evenly after I had it set, and all I had was like the evenly set plush Cashier Fenrir, which is the first fucking time actually having Fenrir. Like I know last week I did have Fenrir, but I only had the 1 Fenrir, so I couldn't really utilize the searching aspect of it. But yeah, so I got to utilize that for this one finally. But yeah, he used one of his Omni negates to negate, and I had some life left, so I drew into, because I had no cards in hand as well. So I drew into Stake Your Soul, and I knew I just wasn't living. So unfortunately, I extended the handshake, which means with the new deck, the third week in a row that I've been bringing it to locals, this is the worst results so far. I have I won one game and I lost two, so that's a 1-2 record. Um, unfortunate, unfortunate. But that's the way things go, you know. I still had fun, though I was a bit of a Debbie Downer in after game one in round three. I felt it in myself. I was trying to coax myself out of that, and after I won game two, I was back to my normal self, so I wasn't as upset. Um, but hey, these things happen, and there's no reason for me to be upset about it. So yeah, as long as I just keep going to have fun, that's the main thing, you know. Because I've only missed two out of the past 2 months. I've only missed two locals, and that was just for medical reasons. So yeah, like I said, next week there won't be any locals the week that you see this. So I will have content out. I might have two videos out. If I, cause I have ideas. I have two ideas. But yeah, that is going to wrap this video up. I want to go down, feed my cat because I haven't done that, and it's 8 o'clock at night, and then I want to do a bit of popcorn, and then I'm probably going to watch a movie in bed, and I might start on the script, but then again, I don't know. So if this has been pushed back a day, I apologize, but I just had other things to deal with. So I'm just saying that now because the thought just popped into my head. Anyway, I'm rambling. So I'll catch you all on the next upload. I'll see you all next time.